Let's now shift focus to some of the critical industry sectors of South Africa. The country has traditionally faced a shortage of power, and that has often hampered its journey to becoming an investable destination. Eskom, a wholly owned company of the South African government, generates, transmits and distributes 95% of the country's electricity. But is it now time for private players to enter this space? Let's hear what Eskom has to say. Can you give us a little bit of a brief overview about the electricity sector in South Africa?
We are building 2 other power stations at the north of South Africa. These are 2 major coal-powered power stations that will be bring on stream starting from the first units will start from next year until 2017. And the reason we have built these 2 new power stations is because the supply of electricity in South Africa is very tight.
Your coal power stations have also made you the 14th largest emitter of greenhouse gases in the world. So is there a sort of a commitment that we can see from South Africa in the next couple of years as far as reduction of emission is concerned?
Most definitely. Most definitely. That's the route that we are taking. We are building, as we speak, a wind farm, which is going to assist. Also, the other thing is that government is in a process. We have just released an integrated resource plan that is looking at a number of things that can be done. One of them is nuclear, and then one of them is use of solar energy, and one of them is the waves, sea waves, and one of it is other forms of renewables.
Is there then a plan of co-generation of electricity between Eskom, the state, and private players, or is it going to be largely state-owned only?
No. The state, through Eskom, it will be the municipalities, which are also still state, but municipalities who are doing that already, some of them, and also it will be independent power producers. And that's where the opportunity is for investment by foreign players.
Yes, that's exactly what I was coming to. Yeah. What sort of an investment opportunity in the power sector do you see for global players?
Because this year and next year and there come, our ability to supply electricity to South Africa as Eskom to all of them is very tight. Therefore, there is a great opportunity for outsiders to come into that space. We have got about a shortage of 9 terawatt-hours of electricity in South Africa. So the opportunities are great.
So well, the power sector of South Africa is offering immense opportunities to global players, but it's not the only one. In fact, South Africa is today consciously developing talent for its information technology sector as well, and is inviting global investments into this sector too. In fact, i3 Africa is one of the companies that has some path-breaking ideas for the country. Here's what its chairman had to say. As far as the technology and the IT sector is concerned in South Africa, what sort of new, unique solutions is the sector offering to its clients?
Well, South Africa, effectively taking fiber to the premises is groundbreaking. In that up until now, we've been using copper, as it were, ADSL. So, fiber is the it. It's the next big thing in South Africa. Can
you give us a little bit of a brief overview about the IT sector in South Africa? What are the main opportunities that global players should be looking at?
Main opportunities is, application side, content production, triple play services, like video conferencing. What
sort of opportunities does the IT sector have for bilateral trade relations with a country like India?
One of the projects that we're promoting is a marine cable that will stretch from Miami in the US through Fortaleza in Brazil and into South Africa, Mauritius, India, China and Russia. And we see this as an opportunity of getting all the operators in all the BRICS countries participating in this project as equity participants, as owners, as companies that will land this cable in their respective countries, create teleports, if you like, telecommunication hubs, create data centers, create the opportunity for their respective countries to develop services.
You're helping to deploy a new fiber optic network in South Africa over the next 5 years. Can you tell us a little more about that?
We have started. We are signing up some of the operators. Very excited about the project. But like everybody in the ICT space in South Africa, we're experiencing issues of shortage of skills. We're experiencing issues of capital.
Are there sort of initiatives from government as well as private players to develop in-house talent within South Africa instead of having to, outsource many of your technology-based?
Right. Yes. We do have forums which involve the private as well as the public sector, where we have taken a conscious decision that will make money available to our especially our previously disadvantaged people, the black people, and train them in this sector, because in the past they've been excluded.
Do you find the South African youth interested in this field?
Yes, they are. But I think there is a lot of mentorship that needs to happen, because it's a space that has been very much reserved for the white community. In
terms of investment, what sort of investment are you projecting into the IT sector in the next couple of years?
We should be expecting the size of the industry to go up to about 40 billion rands, our local currency, which is equivalent of about, give or take, about between $5 and $6 billion.
What are the sort of challenges that multinationals face when they set up base in South Africa?
We could improve our bureaucracy in terms of enabling people to set up business. We could also improve on the issue of permits for people to come and work in South Africa. Our government is very conscious of this, and they're putting in place the right sort of steps to address some of these issues.
Transport and logistics play a pivotal role in driving the economy of any country. The South African government operates and controls the major transport infrastructure of the country through its company Transnet. But is this transport infrastructure now in a dire need of an overhaul? To find out, I caught up with the Group Chief Executive of Transnet. First off, can you give us a bit of a brief overview about the freight and logistics sector in South Africa?
South Africa has a very well-developed road transport. We also have a rail transport that has over 20,000 kilometers of rail. And about 8 ports that really complement each other. The big challenge with the rail has been that over a period of about 25 years, there has really been not significant investment in our rail infrastructure. And so we have maintenance backlogs, which result in derailments and all sorts of unreliability challenges. As a result of this, we are going to be spending about 300 billion rand over the next 7 years, which is about $35 billion on improving rail as well as our ports.
What sort of public infrastructure plans and policies are required to strengthen the transport and logistics sector of South Africa?
In our ports, the big challenges that we are having is aging equipment. We are having a program to systematically replace our equipment in the ports. As you know, the sizes of the vessels that are now traversing the waters of the world are increasing. They're becoming longer and broader. And so the old cranes that we bought 25 years ago are no longer suitable for the vessels. And so we need to increase our efficiencies, but to do that we need modern equipment, and we have started a program to acquire modern equipment.
And what is the sort of demand and supply equation as far as transport and logistics are concerned in South Africa?
If you take the entire system, I think we're able to meet the demand. But we do not meet the demand in an efficient way. The big challenge is to shift from the road, from trucks to rail. Is
there potential for global transport and logistic players in South Africa?
There is, in fact, already increased demand for logistics support to support intra-regional trade, intra-continental trade, as well as trade between Africa and the rest of the world.
Transport and logistics might be a sector that's ruled by large enterprises, but emerging markets like South Africa are today driven by the SME sector. South Africa is also fast realizing the importance of small and medium enterprises, and its Industrial Development Corporation, or the IDC, has a special focus for this sector. Here's the Chief Financial Officer of IDC telling us about the government's plans. What are the initiatives being taken by IDC to promote economic growth and industrialization in South Africa?
We are a relatively large corporation with reserves of approximately $15 billion. It's a large state-owned development corporation. What we do is we co-invest. We provide loan finance as well as equity finance and guarantees to act as facilitator, to co-invest and to actually reduce the risk or to mitigate the risk to the foreign investors.
Foreign direct investment in South Africa has been on the rise. Your current account deficit has narrowed down in the last couple of years. So going forward, what sort of a growth are you projecting?
Certainly we project a positive growth of 3 to 4%. But as you say, the deficit is still, there is still a deficit. It is still negative. In other words, we import more than we export. We need to increase our exports significantly. But we also have to diversify our export basket away from the raw commodities towards value-added projects.
There's still a great divide between the rich and the poor. Poverty is one of the issues that Africa has always been, struggling with. So, in the next couple of years, what is on the agenda to sort of fast-track this process of bridging the divide, so to speak?
There's a very significant effort to create jobs. Everything we do is to create jobs, to industrialize, to localize manufacturing, to support the creation of SMEs, because we know that SMEs create jobs much quicker, much faster and much cheaper than the large conglomerates.
How conducive is it for an MSME entrepreneur to set up a business there, and what is the sort of support that one can get from the government?
So there is a realization that SMEs are very important to South Africa, and there is a strong effort to actually encourage their growth. We do not charge a risk-related rate to the SMEs. If we were to charge for risk, our interest rates would generally have to be significantly higher. Therefore, there is a subsidized interest rate to really encourage investments by the SMEs.
The world has had different images of South Africa over the years. Tourist spot, historical place, wildlife treasure trove and more. But today the country has successfully added another dimension to itself, that of being a hotspot for those who want to invest in the future. The journey has only just begun, and Brand South Africa is here to stay. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.